Hello, my beautiful friends. I am Laurel Bleadon-Maffei with Illuminating Souls, welcoming you to this episode of Sleepy Bedtime Blessings, a podcast designed to help you rest, relax, and fall asleep, all while deepening in your connection with your beautiful team of angels who love you so. This is usually the part where I introduce myself and tell you what I do, but before we get to that, for those of you that are regular listeners, you will notice that I am not recording in my usual space. You can probably hear the ocean in the background, and you might hear some birds and some ambient noise. And that is because I am recording this from our balcony in the hotel we're staying at on the beach in Santa Cruz, California. I recorded an episode from here in November, but the sound quality wasn't great. I should say and the sound quality wasn't great. So I thought I would give this another go. So if we are meeting for the first time, I'm an angelic practitioner, a spiritual teacher, and an encourager of souls. And my intention is to co-create beautiful, sacred spaces where you can deepen in your connection with divine love, and you can receive light and goodness and healing and sweetness. So I invite you to take a few nice deep breaths in and out, just allowing the beauty of this moment to find you. It is so peaceful here this morning. As I record this, it is early morning, but not really early morning, meaning the sun is already up. It is an overcast day with a little bit of rain, but I think that's beautiful. So the clouds are moving across the horizon, and the waves are gently coming into shore. The birds are on the beach. The seagulls are flying. It is just lovely, and I really would like to share this energy and this moment with you. So if you are using this as a sleep podcast, I invite you to cozy on up and snuggle on in. If this is your waking time, then you can still get comfortable in whatever way you would like. I will say, as I record this, it's Leap Day. It's February 29th, 2024. And I don't know about anyone else, and this may have passed by the time you listen to this episode, but the energy is so odd right now. I keep losing time. I lose track of time. I'm disoriented. Not in a way that has me worried. It more feels like there's some sort of, someone had said on Facebook, like there's a glitch in the matrix. And that's sort of how it feels. So I'm really grateful to just be sitting here right now at the beach with the ocean and the healing waves, the literal healing waves that are coming in right now, because we are moving through something. So it's a lovely opportunity that I am sharing with you, where our energy fields can be cleared through the energy of Mother Ocean. that I share with you now. And I feel the angels coming in with their love for you. And so if you have any prayers, any worries, anything that is feeling heavy to you, I invite you to share it with the angels and offer it up to the ocean so that it can be washed clear from you. For as long as I've lived in California, what I have found is when I spend time at the ocean, I always feel very tired. But the fatigue is coming from having released something. You know, that cleansing feeling after you've had a good cry or a good laugh, you know, and it just feels like something has cleared. That's how I always feel when I am at the ocean. And it's a sleepiness that comes from being very relaxed. And I don't know if it's the positive ions from the ocean or the salt or whatever it is, but being near the ocean has always been such good medicine for me. And I am grateful to share this with you now. So I'm going to be quiet for the next few minutes as we listen to the waves together. Isn't it beautiful? I don't know what it is about this. It always makes me feel like I want to have a really good cry. Not because I'm so sad, but just because some kind of catharsis is taking place. You know, as very complex human beings, which all of us are, we carry so much in consciousness and on our energy bodies and our physical bodies that when we have an opportunity to release and let go, a part of us is liberated. And so I share this liberation with you right now. The angels are already here, but allow me to call them in and share them with you now. So beautiful angels on high, we are so grateful for this moment when we can come together and receive the love and the beauty that is here for us right now. Angels, I ask that you clear our energy fields through the heart of God and through the womb of Mother Ocean, allowing us to be reborn into this moment, coming into our fullness and our wholeness, helping to clear away anything that is not serving our highest and best good, helping us open up to deeper fulfillment and freedom and joy and lightness of spirit. So dear ones, just feel this beautiful energy as it flows to you. And while we listen to the ocean, you can perhaps visualize yourself standing on the shore as the waves gently greet you. And just allow yourself to breathe, coming into the sweetness of this moment. And if this is your bedtime, you can drift off to sleep whenever you are ready. And we're going to move on into story time. And it's going to be kind of organic. I will just describe to you what I'm seeing. I'll perhaps even read to you a little bit. So Wes and I are staying at the Dream Inn in Santa Cruz. We stayed here in November, and last time we were here, we stayed on the 4th floor. And what's so nice about the 4th floor is it's close to the beach as opposed to being another 5 stories up. And so when we got here yesterday, they had us on the 8th floor. And I asked, is there any way we can be on the 4th floor? And a lovely woman at the front desk swapped our reservation with someone else's because they would get an upgrade. But we are on the 4th floor, so the ocean feels like it's right here. So I feel like the angels came in to support us with that. So as I record this, there are 2 people. It looks like there are 2 women, not that that matters, walking their dogs on the beach. They have 4 dogs between the 2 of them. It looks like they are either labs or lab mixes. And I can't imagine a happier place for a lab to be than at the beach. There is a group of surfers off to my right. We saw them yesterday. There's about 14 of them, and they all have blue surfboards, so we can't quite figure out if it's a conference or a school. 3 of the surfers are paddling in right now in front of my balcony, but another, 14 of them are still further out in the ocean. So the 3 that are coming in, they have just reached the part of the ocean where it's easier to put your feet on the sand. And they're making their way into shore. Where we are right now, we're right off the Santa Cruz Pier. It's right in front of the hotel here. And then a little bit further down the way is the famous Santa Cruz Boardwalk, which I remember going to. I think it would have been in the 80s or early 90s when my sister was living in Palo Alto, and we had come up from Los Angeles to visit her, and she brought us to the Santa Cruz Pier. And I don't have many clear memories of it other than the arcade and the rides. And I'm sure it involved saltwater taffy. I don't know why those things are always, because of course it's food. And those things are always imprinted together for me. But I haven't been there in many, many years. So off on the horizon, it looks like the sun is trying to break through the clouds, and it's so beautiful. And the surfers have now made it to shore, so the three of them are carrying their surfboards. One has it on his head, and he's not even using any hands. Ooh, he just had to use his hand to balance it. And the other two are carrying it, one on the side and one in front of them. You know, one of the things, do you ever think about what your alter ego would be doing, like your alter life? Like if you had a different life, what would you be doing? So as I'm sitting here watching all of these surfers, I would like to think that, like, in an alternative life, I would have learned to surf and paddleboard and spend time in the ocean, which I never really did. And also, if you're interested, the other things I would have been doing in my alternative life, I would be a gospel singer. I would also sing on Broadway. And I would be really good at horseback riding. Do you ever think about that for yourself, like what your alternative life would be? I mean, I love my life. I'm not looking to switch up with anyone. I just mean, next lifetime. Hey, maybe throw in some surfing, some horseback riding on the beach. That'd be good. A phenomenal voice so I could sing on Broadway. I'd be good with that. A Broadway singing, surfing horsewoman in the next lifetime who can eat anything and maintain a really healthy body weight. One of those people who can eat the jumbo burritos and the big cookies and they still weigh 130 pounds. I've got it all figured out. But I love my life. I'm not looking to switch up with anyone. I'm just recording a sleep podcast and sharing random streams of consciousness. It's the beautiful thing about a sleep podcast is the bar is not that high for me to keep you amused and entertained. So here we are on a very sweet gray morning with the ocean. So the rest of the surfers are still out there. I really am curious about their connection. It seems like they must be a surfing group or a class or something. They're not actually surfing. They're all just kind of floating in the ocean with their surfboards. Because the waves are not very good for surfing right now. The ocean is sort of flat. And you know what? This would be a great time to share one of my favorite co-creation metaphors with you, brought to you by my guides, Josephus and the Wisdom Council. It is my surfing metaphor. And here it is. I've shared it with you before, but this seems like a good time to share it again. So what they say is that co-creation really has a lot to do with the metaphor of a master surfer. That as a surfer, your job is to get to the ocean. So your job is to show up at the ocean prepared. You've got your surfboard and you've got your wetsuit. You've gotten up at the crack of dawn. And you can be a phenomenal surfer. So the metaphor goes on to say sometimes we are seeking to surf in a flat ocean. Haven't we all had those experiences where we're trying to get some movement going? There's something we want to co-create, yet it feels like no matter what we do, nothing happens, and that is this metaphor. So our job is to get to the ocean and to be prepared and to enjoy the days when the ocean is flat. I have about 14 surfers off to my right who are just bobbing up and down in the water, and looks like they're enjoying themselves. There aren't waves to catch, but they're in the water. Sometimes it's enough to just get in the water, and we forget that. So this is your metaphor from the ocean's edge today. So go ahead and breathe a little more for us. Just breathe. Breathe in the love and the goodness of this moment. Off in the distance, the sun is streaming in from the clouds. When it's cloudy, but there's an opening for the sun, and it looks like God is there because you could see the rays of light. That's what's happening off in the distance. It's so cool and beautiful. And the birds have opinions about things. Oh, the sand painter is out. There is a gentleman who must work for the hotel, or I don't know, or the park district. I don't know why I'm pretending that I know who pays him to do this. But he draws on the sand, so if there is a group here at the hotel or a wedding or a birthday, he draws something in the sand. So it might say happy birthday or welcome to the group. And he is walking out now, and he's probably going to start painting something in front of here, because usually there's something painted right in front of the hotel where I am. He's got his kind of squeegee painter thing, and he's got his bottle of water that helps him to do this. And he's looking around. Nothing interesting is happening, but we'll keep our eye on this. I'll keep my eye on this for you. I'll report back if anything interesting happens. God bless his heart. He probably has no idea how much pleasure his creations bring us. I look forward to seeing what he's doing every time I'm here, and it often looks to be the same gentleman, so thank you, sweet gentleman off in the distance, getting ready to create something for us. I'm just fascinated. So he's pretty close to the edge of the ocean, and he is combing out shapes right now, but I don't know what he's making. I'll report back to you. It's like, can I really make a podcast where I don't say much? Or we just listen to the ocean together and I describe the random things that are happening? I think that would be pretty sleep-worthy, don't you? Be sleepy, because it'd be really boring. And it's not that you have to listen to me breathe. You can just listen to the ocean. Oh, he has a Y. So, okay, who wants to guess what it's going to say? He started with a Y. So, whatever it is, involves the letter Y. Okay, it's getting noisier here too, so I hope that I can keep this up for at least another 40 minutes, because I think that's how long we have. Hold on. Oh, 35 minutes. We can do it, right? Okay, so we've got the Y. You think it's going to be a U, like O? Okay, there is a curve involved. I do believe it's an O. Oh, or a C. Oh, an E, maybe. It's an interesting E. Oh no, huh? What's he doing now? Oh, it's an E. Got it. Okay, think small printed E. That's why I was confused. I thought he was doing a capital E. It's a lowercase e. Now it makes more sense. You know, when we were here in November, they had a really beautiful sand painting. And these young kids, I don't know, 7 or 8, came over and intentionally messed the whole thing up while their parents watched. And Wes and I were up on our 4th floor balcony. And we wanted to go down and scream at them. It's like, what are you doing? Like, what are you teaching your kids? Like that it's okay to destroy someone else's work? We were so mad. We were so mad. But, you know, you got to pick your battles in life, I suppose. So we've got a Y and an E. Do you think there'll be an S involved? And if you're still listening, God bless your heart for being here with me. I don't even know that this will get published, but I'm gonna do my best to make this into an episode. I do have some stuff I can read. I have something from Google Books about the history of Santa Cruz, and really they're talking about, you know, the colonial history of Santa Cruz, right? We know that Santa Cruz has a long, long history that happened way before, you know, we showed up. Yes, it says yes. Do you think somebody proposed? You know what? There's a really long sand painting further down that I can't see, and I wonder if they were asking someone to marry them. Because we've got a yes. Wouldn't that be lovely if that's what we've got? So it says yes. Is he doing a period? He's doing something. Oh, that would make me so happy if that's what this is. If somebody's saying yes to a marriage proposal. We will have witnessed love in action, which is perfect for what we do. Oh, yes, period. I bet it says, will you marry me down further on the beach. I haven't been that far down, but I know that there's a relatively long painting down there, a sand painting, and I can't see what it is. When I say sand painting, it just means that they're, oh, it's a comma. There's more. There's going to be more because it's not a period. It's a comma. Okay, now I'm into this. What else is, what? Yes, comma. Do an I. Let's do I will marry you. That would be so cool. But it could be yes. 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 I'll have another piece of pie. I don't know where that came from. Yes. It's a beautiful day. I know. I don't know what okay, yes. Are we going to have an I? He hasn't started. Okay, he's going. Yes. Oh, there's a curve involved. I don't know. Yes, comma. It's an S, another S. Yes. 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 Something. See, you can do a sleep podcast about anything. Anything. Okay, yes, something. Yes, Stan, I will marry you. What do you think it says? Okay. I know I need to fill more time here, but are you invested now with me? Okay, so yes, S, something. Yes, comma, S. Yes, sweetie, I will be yours forever. That would be way too many letters. How many of you watched Doctor Who, the more recent ones, with River Song, and whenever she and the doctor would see each other, they would say, "Hello, sweetie." It was so lovely. So anyways, when I just said sweetie, I thought of that. And now 2 people are coming onto the beach with 2 dogs. Dogs look very happy to be beach bound. Oh, I bet this is, okay, forget the romance. This is for a company because it says yes, SV. Okay, forget the romance. This is not about marriage. Look at me. I'm doing a sleep podcast about love. And I got all excited that this was going to be a marriage proposal. It is not. It is a corporate message. Of course it is, right? Of course. So yes, comma, SV. Okay, I'm really not invested now that I know this has nothing to do with romance. Yes, V, an H, or SVB. Let's see. Is he going to close the loop? Yes, SVB. Okay, I know SVB is the name of one of the organizations that is having a conference here. And so now that doesn't surprise me that it says SVB because I've seen their stuff around the hotel. I'm thinking maybe the SVBs are the surfers because S could stand for surfing. I don't know. More surfers are coming in now. Are you as disappointed as I am that this had nothing to do with romance? Did I totally jazz us up unnecessarily? Oh, it was much better my way. Yes, sweetie, I will marry you. But that would be a lot of letters and this guy would be out here for hours. So it says yes, SVB. Somebody Google SVB and see if there's a surfing group with SVB as the initials. I suppose I could do that, but I don't want to. So I hope this is usable audio. Okay, let me bring you something else. There are 2 dogs. They are smaller dogs. They're not Chihuahua small. They're more like Cocker Spaniel small, but a little bigger than Cocker Spaniels. They don't look like Cocker Spaniels. I'm just trying to give you their size. And they are chasing each other on the beach. And they are so happy. The golden one seems to want to play a lot more than the darker one. But they are having a good time. And they are running and chasing. And their people are standing and talking. Can you imagine having that much energy where you would just run and skip up and down the beach over and over and over and over again? Okay, so he might be done now. It says yes, SVB with like a chevron sign. So perhaps it does have something to do with surfing or nothing at all. I don't know. More surfers are coming in though. Should I Google this right now and see if there's an SVP that involves surfing? Let's see. Hold on. I just happen to have my iPad right here, so let's look that up. Are you invested with me on this? SVB. I'm just going to say there's the SVB Financial Group. Let's just see what happens when I pull up SVB. Silicon Valley Bank. I bet that's what this is. It's not. It is. Okay, so I have profoundly disappointed myself here. Expectations sometimes don't get you anywhere. It's SVB is Silicon Valley Bank versus silicone, which would be like what your ice cube trays are made out of. Silicon Valley Bank, SVB with the chevron. It has nothing to do with surfers. Unless the surfers are from SVB. I don't know. Maybe it has nothing to do with each other. No marriage proposal. At least the dogs are having a good time. So yes, comma, SVB with their chevron. We've got more surfers walking across the beach. Don't walk on this man's design. Don't you do. Oh my God. She just walked over the Y. He just freaking made this Y. And she could not walk 3 steps around the Y. It's not like the Y was ginormous. She just walked right through the Y. Although you can't tell from here. But I'm just saying, come on. The guy's standing right there. Walk around it. People. I tell you, people. Okay, the dogs are now running way up on the beach here. They are having so much fun. They're so cute. They look like doodles or something. Maybe they're poodles. But they look very cute. And the people are just standing there. That's what I would do. I'd just stand. I'd be like, go play. Go get all your energy out. Okay, so SVB, not, yes, I will marry you, sweetie, or something like that. Or not surfers, vibrantly, I don't know what the B would be. I don't know. You can make up an anagram for SVB that would involve surfing. I don't have one for you right now. Okay, so maybe I can read some stuff for us. That would be interesting. I did happen to find something on Google Books that I now can't find. Hold on. I lost it. Okay, well, so much for that. I had a Google book about the history of Santa Cruz, and it was a story of a lot of people, and it didn't look very interesting. I was just trying to fill space, but instead, let's keep going. I'll just keep describing things to you. Okay, so more surfers have now come ashore. Oh, they're all coming ashore. So right now, let's see if they go across the logo. Two surfers with the surfboards on their hands. 2 surfers carrying them at their sides. They are avoiding the logo. Thank you very much. One is cutting through the space between the comma and the S, which is acceptable as long as they don't step onto the artwork. Okay, there are 2 more coming carrying their surfboards at their side. Another one coming with their surfboard on their heads. What would your preferred style of transporting your surfboard be? Would you carry it on your head or would you carry it on your side? Oh no, someone's not happy. They just threw down their surfboard in frustration right where the chevron is on SVB. Oh, and they're going to walk onto the chevron. Okay, well, I forgive you because it looks like you were having a hard time. They have now shifted the surfboard to their head. This is riveting, isn't it? I know you can hardly go to sleep because you can't wait to see what happens next. I was really hoping a seal would come by or something like that. So life, yeah. Life is happening all around us. Okay, more surfers carrying at their side. It's a big commitment to surf. I mean, the boards are heavy. You're in a wetsuit. It's cold out. Your feet are covered in sand. It doesn't look like they're coming into the hotel. They're going up the side of the hotel. I don't know where they're coming from or where they're going. Oh, one of the surfers just put down their surfboard and is going back into the water. And 2 of their friends are waiting for them. So I don't know what that's about. Because why not go back into the water? You're already wet. You've already been in the ocean. Oh, now their friends are leaving. You're like, yeah, we're done. We're cold. We're going to get a croissant and some coffee. So, a little editorial commentary here. on the beach in Santa Cruz. Oh, the sand painter's now further down on the beach painting something, but I can't see what he's doing. So, it looks like further down on the other beach, people are playing volleyball. I mean, now that's really hardcore. If you're playing volleyball when it's cold and raining early in the morning, I have never been that person. I used to go hiking early in the morning when I lived in Los Angeles. I would get up at, 5 a.m. or something and go to Will Rogers State Park to hike. So I suppose I was that person for, 6 months of my life, but that was really it. So, okay, it looks like all the surfers are now out of the water except for the one guy. I think it's a guy, I don't know, I can't really tell from here, who is now still swimming in the ocean, and his surfboard is on the beach. Right in front of the Yes SVB logo. So, there's some more ambient noise. So my plan today is I'm going to do a little bit of shopping. Wes is in his meetings all day. That's why we're here. He has a meeting for his work, and we go home tomorrow. So today I'm going to do a little bit of shopping. There's actually a really wonderful metaphysical store here. I think it's called the Om Gallery. I think that's the name. Om is definitely a part of the title, so I am going to go there and do a little reconnaissance, see what kind of awesome things there are, and do perhaps a little bit of window shopping and keep myself amused. I'm going to be journaling in a little while because I'm in the middle of my Messages of Light class, where I have made the commitment to journal daily-ish for the next 4 weeks or so. So looking to see what will be revealed as I journal. And I have a lovely group of people who are joining me for that. So I will do some journaling today. I'm going to go to a wonderful metaphysical store. I'm going to window shop a little bit. I might take a walk on the boardwalk. We'll see how hardy the rain is. If it's really rainy, I'm not going to do that. But if it's just maybe a little drizzle here or there, I might go walking on the boardwalk a little bit. And then we go home tomorrow. I still have to tell you, I am a terrible traveler. I just do not enjoy being away from home, even when I'm somewhere beautiful like the ocean. I keep pausing because someone is banging something, and then I stop and they stop. I don't think it's intentional, but if this sounds a little scattered, it's because I'm trying to talk to you in between the poundings somebody is doing. So I am looking forward to getting home tomorrow. I love our home. I love being home. I'm a homebody these days. But if I have to be somewhere, I'm glad I'm here. And we were able to drive, so I didn't have to get on a plane. So life is good. Okay, the other guy's out of the ocean now. And now is walking back in. And our sand painter is still doing his thing further down the beach. I don't know what happened to the dogs. I was not paying attention. They may have gone out of my view here. And further down the way, there are still the volleyball players. There is now a white truck driving down the pier. I guess you can drive on the pier. So it's not as if they're breaking the rules. I think there's a certain distance you can drive on the pier. I was on the pier the last time. I don't know. It seems like it's a lot of touristy shops. So I would just walk there to walk, not necessarily because I'm interested in the pier. It's just that I want to get a little movement in my day. It sounds so ambitious, doesn't it? I might want to move a little versus the surfers who've just been in the ocean for an hour or the volleyball players. I might stroll. I think I'll stroll a little bit. My life. My beautiful, weird life. Okay, let's see. I've been talking to you now for about 45 minutes. I don't know if I have another 15 minutes in me unless something really interesting happens here on the beach. So it just might be this is going to be a shorter episode. So let's just listen to the ocean for another few minutes. So I'll tell you what, my loves, you go ahead and drift off, and we're just going to sit here for the rest of the episode listening to the ocean. So enjoy. I love you and thank you.